Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with me, Nick, here on my channel. Yes, thank you for coming. I just wanted to say like a quick message today, really. I think black women deserve all of the grace in the world. And like I think it's revolutionary and like very radical of us to consistently give grace to black women. Um and obviously I'm saying black women as an umbrella term. I'm including black trans women in that, black trans femmes, black femmes in general, black disabled women, black, just if you identify and anywhere in that identity is the words black, woman, or femme, I'm talking about you. I'm not saying like we shouldn't. I don't know. I just think we should just give them grace. Like, out of everybody, the least grace is given to that demographic of people, and they also get the like shittiest ends of the stick with everything. Because, whenever, I don't know, whenever you just break it down, like black women go through like the most in like the society and in the world and stuff like that, and it's just like it's sad. And it's just like as soon as like one little thing happens, people are like canceled, you're done, blah 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 blah. When it's like y'all literally are still buying tickets to Chris Brown's concert as we speak right now in this moment. Brad Pitt is headlining a major motion picture right now. Johnny Depp still getting casted and stuff. You guys don't give the same, there's people like still bumping Tory Lanez's music. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't give the same level of like, oh, holding people accountable until it comes to like black women. And that's shitty. And it's misogynoir, which is misogyny that's also um, directed towards black women, that goes together as an umbrella package, because it's like they get the shitty end of the stick from the racism aspect, and then from the fact that they're women, the patriarchal society beats the shit out of them. I mean, oh yeah, for lack of a better term, I mean, I meant that figuratively, but also like literally. Like, they have some of the highest rates of like being domestic violence victims, sexual abuse victims, and then it's like they have a meltdown in public a little bit, and then y'all are like, oh my god, she's crazy. I think you would have folded like 17 years ago if you had to live the same experience that woman you just saw like had to go through. Oh, my cat wants to come out, y'all. 1 second. And like that being said, like I'm not saying we should, if there's like a black woman that's like causing harm to folks or causing harm to herself, I just think we need to like look at that as a situation, as a cry for help, and just like give the resources, give the support, and like offer things that would actually be helpful, not like, oh, like, we should do this and that and this and that to punish her or cancel her, or like, whatever the case may be. Because it's just like, obviously, it's a cry for help. I just feel like out of everybody, it's like from the moment like black women are born, like you're told that, X, Y, and Z means love, or like, how do I want to phrase this? But it's just like you're taught that like love comes at a cost. You're taught that everything in your life that's like good, you have to work like a million times harder than everyone else. You're burnt out probably by the time you like hit the end of elementary school, but it's like your options are only to keep going. And then it's like you turn around and then like, you know, someone's tearing you apart because of your hair or how you look or how you dress, or because you're bigger bodied, or because you're, this, that, and the other. And it's like, out of everybody, black women never catch a fucking break. Like, and that's just the fact of the matter. And if you are triggered by this message, then like you're part of the problem. You need to unpack whatever makes you feel like you don't think black women deserve the best out of everybody. Because I'm sorry, if you've had to, like, if you've lived that experience, or you truly understand the depth of that experience as someone who hasn't lived it, then you would agree with what I'm saying. And that's like an argument you need to take up with yourself and your psyche, and unpacking the different things that are making you unable to see that. Because at the end of the day, like, almost every single time you see someone that's like supporting someone else or like in someone else's corner or like holding down the fort or giving emotional or physical or mental support, it's usually a Black woman doing that for somebody. Like some of the most supportive people on this earth, and they get treated the worst. But that's why they get treated the worst, and they turn around and they're like, I don't want someone to feel like the way I feel. And you know, like that, you're an angel. And if a Black woman becomes a villain, I agree that she should be the villain. Yeah, burn that shit down to the ground. Because every single time it's always expected that Black women take the shittiest end of the stick and then turn around and then handle it with no thank you. No thank you. Thank you. Sorry, my cat was trying to get into something she should. But yeah, get the shittiest end of the stick and then are supposed to every single time turn around and like handle it with grace. Because it's like that's why I can like I just feel so much sympathy like when I see like Black women and they're like in like an abusive relationship or like in um you know, even like with religion, like you see Black women like are usually the pillars of the religion, like the religious communities that they're in, because it's like when you're broken down so much and like this is a um when you're broken down so much and there's this concept of this like being that like is like, oh, I see you, I'm here for you, I'm supporting you wholeheartedly. It's like of course you're gonna lean into that, of course you're gonna like, you know, be comforted by that and like be attracted to that when there's nothing really on this planet that's giving you that same level of like peace. I'm not saying every Black woman, I'm just saying like, you know, when you see like a traumatized Black woman that's like heavily dependent on like say religion or something like that, especially in Christianity, it's like the perfect religion really to keep like that cycle going of like a mental abuse for them, because it's like you're taught that like God is, you know, only punishing you because you're not doing what he's saying to do, and like as soon as you do what he says to do, your punishments will stop. But like that's just not how life works. Like life is a never ending like cycle of like ups and downs and like difficulties, because it helps you like grow and you're supposed to take a lesson from it. But like if the lesson you're taking from it is, oh, I'm not like listening to the rules that were put in the Bible and that's why I'm like suffering, it's like that's not the lesson, and that's why you keep going through these cycles of suffering. Like, but you know, you also get the comfort of like, oh, when I'm not here, I'm gonna have, you know, heaven to look forward to. Like if I just keep existing and pushing through all these difficulties, that like one day God's gonna bless me and I'm gonna be in heaven. It's like you can make heaven on earth here right now by like being able to like, you know, release these like invisible shackles that are holding you back. But it's like, do Black women get the support needed by those around them to do so? Not usually. Like statistically, it's like they're like the least paid, so financially they don't have that safe space. They're um, often like statistically there's a higher rate of single Black mothers, so it's like you're raising children on your own. You don't have like any support with that unless it's like you have other people in your family that can help, but even then sometimes that's slim. It's like you don't have access to like the things that like would really, you know, help you out. And then on top of that, you still have to keep going out into the world and then being treated like shit by everybody around you. Like, y'all don't see how unfair that is? So, like, you know, obviously we can all do our part in unlearning these oppressive, like, shackles, like, emotional, you know, chains that, like, keep us all in bondage here with, like, the ties to colonization and stuff like that. Like, you know, decolonizing our minds and making sure that we're doing that work to, like, you know, recognize colorism in our communities or homophobia or fat phobia or, like, uh, you know, being ableist, you know, all of these things that can then, you know, help, you know, the bottom people of our society. But at the same time, like, if you really want to be helpful for a Black woman, ask what they need. Ask them, how can I support you in this moment? Financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. Oh, you've had a leak in your kitchen sink for 2 weeks and you don't have the money to call a plumber to come fix it? All right, I'll call a plumber. Or, you know what, I know to fix that. I'm going to come by and do that for you. No problem. No charge. Oh, you and your kids don't have food for the week? I'm getting groceries delivered. oh, you don't have someone to talk to? I'm here. Or I have a friend who does therapy for Black women on a sliding scale. If you can't afford it, I can help you get covered, or I can help cover that pay for you. Like, find ways to support the Black women in your community. And that's all I'm gonna say. If you're not doing that, you're actively adding to the problem. Because why is it not a priority to you to help those in need? And I'm not saying like, you're watching a commercial on like YouTube and it's like one of those sad ass like St. Jude's commercials where it's like they're like, I can't help my child, and it's like some like white person talking about that. Like, yes, we should be supporting the community, but you know who that commercial should be geared towards? The government. Why aren't y'all paying for that? We should be able to help the people here. You should be also taking care of the people. But that's gonna go into a whole nother subject, so I'm not gonna deviate. I'm just here to say, protect Black women, support Black women, and truly, truly do the work so that you can see Black women and see the value that they provide to our society and our communities. Because without them, and that's all I had to say today. So, do what you can to support a Black woman today. This message has been sponsored by Nick. I'll see you on the next one.